If you came here to learn how to take one of these completely apart, make sure to stay for the entire video to see how it's done. What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel, Retro Stash Repairs. Today I'm going to be showing how to completely disassemble a Game Boy Advance SP. So what you're going to want to start off with is you're going to want to use a tri-wing driver, mini screwdriver, and then a Phillips head screwdriver, a mini one. I'm going to be using for the Phillips 00, size 00, and then on the Y it just says Y1. You could go a little smaller. What basically you want to do is make sure it fits properly into the screw itself, pretty good, to make sure it doesn't strip, and that's basically all you need. So you need one of each. As well, you'll also need a medium-sized flathead screwdriver and an X-Acto blade, or either a tiny little flathead. And what also is recommended is some tweezers. So that's all you need. So we'll start off with just removing the battery cover, and go ahead and remove the battery. This works, by the way. So the purpose of this is if you'd want to replace the shell, it's badly broken or just really scratched up, and you want to either make a mod or replace it with an aftermarket shell which is new, and your OEM one is just that badly broken or damaged. Or as well, you maybe have an extra OEM and you just want to replace it to something nicer, so you'll have to completely take it apart. So here's the battery, and I used the Phillips just to remove the battery cover. And now the rest of these will be with the tri-wing. Go ahead and remove those. That one's a little tightly on, so make sure you have a good grip. You do not want to strip the screw. There you go. So far there's one in the middle, on the top, and on the bottom, and now there's 4 on each side. Go ahead and remove those as well. Alright, so now that you have all the screws removed, all you can do now is pop the bottom shell off. And now you're left with the motherboard, and it has 3 screws. So go ahead and remove those, which now you'll be going back to the Phillips. Alright, and this is a part you want to be careful of, because the ribbon cable that connects to the screen will be attached. So what you want to do is carefully keep it open, lift it up and keep it open, and then with your tweezers, or either your fingers if they fit, pop these tabs upwards or downwards, whichever way you're facing. Just pull them until the ribbon comes off, and that's how you take off that part. Here's the motherboard. So now what you want to do, there's still a screw holding the, the ribbon cable cover on the other side. You want to go ahead and remove that with the Phillips. Now that you have that off, I'm going to go ahead and put one of the aftermarket cardboard thingies on there, just so all the buttons won't fall off. Of course, if you're taking yours apart to replace the shell or anything, you can just remove the buttons and that'll be fine. Alright, so this is a part where I like to use an X-Acto blade, or like I mentioned earlier, a really small flathead. And the reason is to do this very carefully, to remove these rubber screw covers, because they easily can tear up on you if you're trying to remove them. So you want to do this very carefully, especially these two right here. They're usually more attached than the smaller middle ones. I don't know why. These aren't actually OEM, but I just put them on there. They're aftermarket, so I can demonstrate how it's done. So you want to go ahead and start from the side. You want to kind of wiggle it back and forth, kind of pushing up as well. And depending on the shell you're working on, you don't have to be too careful if the shell is, completely damaged and it's broken or anything. But you still want to be careful with the rubber screw covers. You don't want to tear them apart. And then go ahead and do the same thing with the rest. And there you have it. They're all removed now. They're still in pretty good condition. I didn't cut or tear into any one of them. They're right here. I'll go ahead and put those to the side. And now the only thing is left is these screws that hold the screen in place. And then we'll go back again with the tri-wing. And this is an AGS 001, but normally also on a AGS 101, these screws will be a Phillips head. But since this is a 001, these screen screws use a tri-wing. Alright, so now that the screws are removed, you can go ahead and pry this open, either using a pick or something, or your fingernail. Just run your finger along the edges and it will eventually come off. Be careful with the ribbon cable, and there it's off now. You can go ahead and remove the screen. And now the Game Boy Advance SP is completely taken apart, mostly, but we're not done yet still. So depending on whether you have new hinges or not, you'll most likely want to reuse the ones that it comes with, especially if they're OEM and are in still good working order. So the way to do that is you don't want to start like this. You want to start where it opens up and it locks into place right there. That's the best way, or not you'll damage the small plastic on the hinges, and you don't want that. You still want the hinges to work very well. So that's where the medium size flathead mini screwdriver comes into place. And what you want to do is go to one of the sides and firmly press against that inside part of the hinge, and you'll just hear it pop out of its place eventually. Alright, I think that's good on that side, hopefully. And do the same thing with the other side. And you just want to push it enough where it's out of the top, screen part, like out of this and out of this. So where it's like inside of it now on each side. So now you want to take your screwdriver and then just poke it inside, and it should just come off pretty easily. But maybe not. I think these might be aftermarket hinges, so it might take a little bit more of force. There, just like that. That one came off easier. This is actually, it does look OEM. So maybe it's just, there's probably a lot of crud in there. As you can see right there, it's pretty dirty. It might be that's why it's pretty stuck in there. So I'll just keep trying until it comes out. Alright, just keep trying, I guess. Keep pushing. should eventually come out. Oh, there you go. I think that's out now. This one actually looks broken. Yeah, that's definitely broken. See how that white edge goes all the way to that edge, and this one doesn't? But anyways, I think they had replaced the hinges on this one before, because there's usually one on the left where it's black and one on the right where it's white. But I'm not 100% sure. Maybe there's some where they're both white. But anyways, now that it's completely apart, now you can start on your modding or replacing your cell or whatever. And that pretty much does it for this video. All the parts are right here. You can reuse all the screws, reuse the hinges as long as they're not broken. You can always buy replacement hinges as well. So that pretty much does it for this video. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell button so you won't miss out any of my future content. See you next time.